You're listening to New Dream with Reem.
Hello, our amazing listeners. Here we are again with a new dream with Reem. It's our second episode, and we will be talking about intuition. I picked intuition after our love episode because they are both aligned with each other. Intuition, it is all about our hearts and how we can align our hearts with our brain and trust the answers that comes out of our heart and allowing our brain to follow our heart and trust this answer. So these questions that we'll be answering in this episode for today, which is why is it important and how can I be served by aligning my intuition with my heart? How can I activate my intuition? And how can I know I am aligned and I'm receiving the right answer? So these are the questions that we are proposing for this episode, and we'll work on answering these questions. So the beauty about the intuition that we all have it inside us. It's not something that we're building. It is something that we are going to reactivate this this thing that God built it inside us, or the universe made sure that we have it inside our body and inside our system. So, what made me love to start and talk about intuition? Because I did feel that there is lots of confusion about intuition outside, and the way they do explain it, the teachers or anyone that talks about intuition, they keep telling you and giving you this definition of intuition. The intuition has a lower voice. That's when you know that it is an intuition. And your brain has a higher voice, and that's when you know it's your brain. So when they used to tell me this, I would be like, uh-huh. So any lower voice is my intuition, and the higher voice is my brain. Honestly, that wasn't an answer for me. If I would tell you something, I felt confused because a lower voice, how would I be able to hear and listen to this lower voice? And they kept telling you, oh, it whispers. I'm like, okay, it's whispering. Still, this is not serving me. Guys, I want to hear my intuition. I want to be aware of my intuition. I want to know that I am talking to my intuition because now I'm taking a decisions and a decisions and that when I think it's my intuition and it is not, how is it serving me? Okay, let's start first with a very important sentence. There is no right or wrong while you are working on enhancing your intuition. So, whatever you do, if you felt after you went through the experience that you failed on listening to your intuition or um, the results out of your decisions wasn't the way you wanted, it doesn't mean it's not your intuition and it doesn't mean it's wrong. It means that you're learning and you're getting an experience. And experience are really powerful, by the way, because these the experience that you will be able to create your own tool. So you are here working on creating your own tools while you are going through the experience. I do believe always it's beautiful and it's amazing and it's more powerful when I start building my own tools. So I listen to others, I take from people their lessons, but yet I create my own way of building an intuition. So over here, I'm going to give you a small and a way for you to find your answers through your intuition. I just would like to remind you of one thing. You know, if you have seen any newborn baby, you will know that the way he recognizes his mom is not by seeing her, it's not by her voice. He knows his mom and he recognizes his mom with her smell, with her vibrations, her heartbeats. So the baby recognizes his mom mainly with her heartbeats, her vibrations. This is the language that he came with, so he can communicate with the world around him. It is the vibration of the people, the vibration of his mom. That's why you will see a baby, once you carry him, he will start crying, even if he doesn't know this person. And sometimes another person, he would carry him or her, and he will be just so calm and he feels safe. Because the baby, he does really recognize the difference between the vibrations, and he does follow his intuition that will tell him now he's safe and now he is not safe. But with days and with starting building our own senses with talking, walking, seeing, and hearing, we start building a different kind of communications skills, which is our senses. And we start having our vibrations and our intuition on hold. We grow up, teenagers, they start, our society start building in us the competition and the challenging aspects in our life, which is again, it does activate more our brain than using our intuition. So we start more having our brain, the higher voice, and our intuition becomes lower. That's why when they start telling you it's the lower voice and the higher voice, it's because this is what the society taught us, to have our intuition as lower voice and our brain as a higher voice because of all these competitions and challenges that we go through. And this is normal. This is society. But now I do believe we are heading into a different way of thinking, and we are having and gaining our trust back with our intuition. So let's put the first thing, and I would like to tell you a story that happened to me and how my intuition was always the right answer. Listen, even if I'm doing this podcast, sometimes we do still go through our challenges with our intuitions, and it's not easy because with all the voices around us that keeps making sure that not to use our intuition, and it is challenging. That's why I would always advise you to pay more attention to the voice that is coming out of your heart. And this challenge started on 2019 when I released the app Pantageia, which is it is in the market right now. And this app, I've been working on it for maybe like around a year and a half before having the app outside. And this app, it is different than any social media app because it does really trigger the vibrations, your vibrations, and how powerful is your vibrations just by sending love to each other. So to be able to explain to our users and the people who doesn't know about Pantagia, my husband, he advised me to have my own YouTube channel and start going back to social media because I did stop social media while I was working on the app, which is I did start creating my own or our own Instagram channel on Instagram, our own page. We started having our YouTube channels. So we started, targeting social media so we can talk about our app. I did start the YouTube, my first YouTube on April 2019. It was extremely challenging. I kept practicing for these YouTubes for maybe like month and a half. It was just not in me. I did not feel it whatsoever. I didn't feel that this is the thing that I want to do, that I want to be on YouTube talking about Pantageia. Yet, since my team and my husband kept telling me this is a great idea because you have to present your thoughts and your vision in front of everyone, and people has to understand what is Pantageia. That's why I decided to take this risk and do it. And one day, Omar, he just came to me and I was really down. And Omar, he was like, Reem, you can do it, you can do it. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just release my first YouTube. I did my first, my second, I did few, yet I did not just feel it was the right thing for me. Every single time I would do the YouTube, after I'm done, I will feel I am drained. I'm not happy, but I know I have just to keep doing. I have just to keep presenting to the whole world what does Pantageia mean. On end of April, I couldn't just keep doing it. I decided to have a break. I traveled. I went to Arizona visiting my family. When I took the decision not to go back to YouTube's, and I started working on my book, and I totally ignored the YouTube channel. On February 2020, everyone kept telling me, "Oh, you have to go to YouTube's. Oh, we miss your YouTube stream. Why don't you talk more on YouTube's?" So again, I went back to YouTube's on February 2020, when still it was even worse because I'm not the same person, and yet I'm not enjoying the YouTubes, but it was my only channel to present the app and talking about Pantageia. Again, I told my husband, you know what? Seriously, Omar, I just cannot keep doing this for a very simple reason. It is draining my energy, and this is rule number one. Anything you do, if you ask yourself, how do you feel after taking this step or this decision? Do you feel your energy is elevating or is it down? It tells you if you are using your intuition or not, or if you're using your brain or not. Usually, when you use your intuition with any decision, your elevation in the energy will be really high. If it wasn't the right answer, your energy will be always drained. So this is a beautiful tool to understand if you are doing the right thing or not. Always go back to your energy, high or low. High, it is intuition and it is you are on the right track. Low, I would advise you to go back and start thinking how can you change your behavior or do a different decision in taking your in different steps into with your decisions. So when this podcast came to me, I was like, one of the team did discuss it with me before and I did dismiss it. Again, another group of friends, they advised me to start a podcast. This is when I started my podcast, but I knew it the minute I started podcasting. I knew it. I'm doing the right thing for my energy. So this is, if you take a tool or if you want to take a gift out of this story, first, as we said, trust your elevations, your vibrations, if it was drained or if it was boosted. If you feel that, oh my God, yes, yes, I have all this energy for this, that means you're on the right track. Lower energy, that means you have to think again with the decision you took. Second, I will always advise you if you want to see if this is the right way of thinking or not, or if you did take the right decision, to sit in a quiet space and reveal the question. Have the question outside. You ask the question, okay, am I doing the right thing or not? And the first answer that's going to pop in your head is going to be the right answer. So always trust the first answer that comes into your head. And by the way, usually the first answer that pops in our head, we don't like it. We don't like it because our brain does not believe it, but our intuition knows that this is the right answer. So this is a second way for you to know if this is the right answer or not. And this is exactly what I did with the YouTube. I did go into myself, I did ask myself, and I knew it. I knew it deep inside that this is not the right thing, but my brain refused to accept it, and he kept pushing me to do it. I'm glad now if you do ask me, Do you regret doing the YouTubes? No, I don't. Even though it did not align with my energy, I learned and I understood more about myself and how to trust myself. It's your only way to understand yourself by failing, by going through the experiences, by trusting that there isn't right or wrong by doing this. There is always a knowledge and a gift that you are gaining while going through these experiences. So I hope I did answer some of the questions that we did propose at the beginning of our episode. How important is our vibrations? Because it has all the answers. And how can it serve us? Because our heart always knows the truth, and our true self always knows why we are here and how we can get the best out of this journey. And how can I know if I'm aligned with my intuition or not? It's always by measure your energy. If it was high or low, it will always tell you the right answer. So the next episode will be discussing the trust. How can I trust myself and trust my answers? I hope you did enjoy this episode. We came to the end of this episode. I hope it was fun and you did gain something that you'll be able to apply to your real life. And that is when spirituality meets reality. Until next time, always be aware that you are loved, you are safe, and you are the creator. Lots of love from my heart to yours. Bye.
This has been New Dream with Reem. Thank you for listening.